I was annoyed from the very first time I fought him, so the idea never got a chance to be cool to me. I was just annoyed. We won again. Like how the chest closed full with blood, yeah. It eated us. That's why Sekiro is the best game ever. All bosses are the best. I mean, there are a few that are on the lower end of where you might put bosses, but for the most part, yes. I think the Sekiro bosses, most of them are very, very good. But, I mean, that's also partly due to the combat system itself lends itself well to having designs that are interesting while still being fair. Because all they have to do is, like, what if we made the attacks, like, really fast and, you know, hard to react to? But you still can, and there's still always a guaranteed counter. So. Headless. Yeah, Headless I think is the worst boss in Sekiro, but... Monkeys are bad, you can't change your mind. They're a puzzle boss. They're whatever. I kind of, like, they're not good. I wouldn't say the monkeys are, like, a top boss, but, like, they're a puzzle boss. You know? Like, I don't care. Like, every puzzle boss that has ever existed is a C tier to me. Monkeys are a C tier. Divine Dragon is a C tier, unless you're speedrunning, in which case it's F tier, but we're gonna assume not speedrunning. Okay, I lied. Bed of Chaos is a puzzle boss, but Bed of Chaos is F tier. But, like... What is it? Yorm? Yorm the Giant is a C tier. Headless are fine. Shichimin are the worst in your opinion. Nah, I feel like Shichimin are less bad than Headless. Also, though, down there in the dredges of Sekiro bosses. Bed is the worst of the puzzle bosses. Bed is easily the worst of the puzzle bosses, yeah. What about Yorm without Storm Ruler? Honestly, kind of a better fight. But, like, also, like, really slow, so... Kind of a worse fight. I don't think I've ever done Yorm without Storm Ruler, but I've seen people do Yorm without Storm Ruler. Hey, stayed at 150.99. Yorm is kind of B, in your opinion. He's really fun to fight without the puzzle part. Yeah, if you're doing it without the puzzle part, sure. But, like, once you've got the Storm Ruler and you're like, ah, this is the intended solution. And it's just like, run away till you get a chance to charge up the thing and hit him. Like, it's just not that interesting of a fight. It's not bad. It's just a puzzle fight, right? I think every puzzle fight that works as a puzzle fight is going to be C tier. I think the maximum a puzzle fight could ever be is B tier. And obviously, Bed of Chaos, the exception to the rule, is our F tier puzzle boss. Because it is implemented so poorly. Miss Noble is a puzzle fight. Do I want to say no or yes? I mean, getting to Miss Noble, I guess, is sort of a puzzle. I don't know. I don't know what to define Miss Noble as. But obviously, Miss Noble, an S tier fight. Guaranteed, so. Demon Princess is the best double boss you've ever seen. Yeah, yeah. In a Souls-like, probably, yeah, but that's probably correct. Double Apes in Sekiro would have been the best if they were not buggy. It would have been easily, clearly, not even close #1 if they functioned the way that they occasionally do. But unfortunately, too many times they just don't work. Oh my god. Almost ratted. If we get hit by even one of the pest threads, we're dead. Kind of shocked no Miss Noble Skip exists. Miss Noble Skip does exist. You have to do a death launch like we do for Woo Skip. But you can do it. So the bingo match at AGQ with your commentary. Gotta say, commentary is definitely S tier. Oh, thank you.
Good luck, Mitch.
Whew. That was spooky. Had to dodge both of those perfectly. Double Life would be better if it just weren't for the natural limitations of a 3D camera system. Also true. Also true. But I think even with the limitations of a 3D camera system, I still think if it just worked properly, I still think it would be pretty great. When they properly, like, swap off who's attacking you, such that it's like a few attacks from one, then a few attacks from the other, then you get the big slam down from the big one and you get a bit of a punish, but then at the end the brown one sort of re-finishes the combo off, but then you get to hit the brown one a few times before they fully reset and start again. Like, when it works nicely, oh, it works so nicely. It just rarely works like that because they'll get out of sync. They've got like Ice Climber's desyncing tech. Rykard Phase 2 is like C at best in your opinion. I don't really consider Rykard a puzzle boss. Like, because the Serpent Hunter, while obviously it is very strong, it doesn't feel like it just full cheeses him like Yorm does. Like he's on like the he's like in the spectrum of puzzle, but like where Yorm is kind of like middle of the road for puzzliness, Monkeys is like very, very puzzle. I feel like Rykard is more on the side of a normal fight than a puzzle. Because even once you have the special weapon, it still acts like a normal fight. You are still then doing the entire fight. It's just like a fight with a forced weapon, whereas Yorm is like, if you don't have the weapon, you know, it's a fight, and if you do have the weapon, it's a joke. Whereas Rykard is, if you don't have the weapon, good luck, and if you do have the weapon, it's a fight. Yorm's more fun to deal with without the cheese weapon than Rykard. True. Very true. Best duo fight is a fight that was intended to feel like a single boss fight. Yeah? Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I've said it before, I've said it again. The best duos are the ones that are kind of just a single boss, but there's technically two of them, where they actually are in sync with each other and respond to each other's moves. Because if they just randomly throw two enemies at you and say, ah, they're both attacking now, that's not fun. That's just not fun. Also, why Demon Princes is pretty good, right? Because they will swap off a bit, but there's, you know, they're not both just like trying to attack you together at the same time. Good luck on the run. Yo, thank you for the good morning and the good luck. Yo, thank you for the sub. Welcome back to the bunch. Enjoy the emotes. Right, because one will stay back and do like the, I think it's the like the lines of fire or whatever that you have time to get out of. So they'll cover each other, but they're not just gonna like overlap attacks and just, you know, combo you to death.
May I have a word?
Also, their attacks when they do attack together are super telegraphed. Yeah. So, like, that is the proper way to, like, the reason that people dislike duo fights is because they don't feel like a single fight. Whereas if you make it feel like a single fight with two entities in it, you make them, like, play off of each other, people tend to really like those fights. There's a Hollow Knight fight that technically has 3 enemy participants, but it's really, really liked because it kind of feels like it's one, you know, one enemy, you know, trying to combo you, almost. Mantis Lords, yep. And I truly believe that is probably the best way to make a duo fight, is like that. Favorite duo fight is the endgame Code Vein duo boss. Ugh! Ah! Yeah! Let me die. Let me die. Ah! Oh, that fight. Not fun casually when you're trying to do a slight challenge run and play the whole game without a partner. I'm sure it probably was fine if you used the partner, but no partner? Oh my, that was so bad. And then in the speed run, it was just pure RNG. Do they give you the right attack to start? Cool, then you get to instantly kill one and have a 1v1. Do they give you the wrong attack to start? Well, then it's a cluster. Good luck. Running on friendly fire would make duos interesting. There is actually one like that in Anatria that was actually interesting. In fact, it was especially interesting because the enemies could friendly fire each other. However, they were friendly firing each other with, I don't remember the exact name of it, but I'm going to say basically holy spells. And if you get hit by enough holy, then it gives you a holy status that refills your health. So you could get them to hit each other, but if you got them to hit each other too much, it would actually heal each other because they'd get the holy status that would heal them. That was actually a pretty cool duo in Anatria. I don't know that I'd put it on like my pantheon of best duos of all time, but it was pretty interesting. I liked it. So you had to like properly control how much they were hitting each other so that they would hurt each other without filling up their holy meter to get the heal. ONS is kind of garbage, but nostalgia. It's... garbage might be too far, but it's fine. It's functional. ONS is functional because most of the time they will not like overlap their attacks and ruin everything. Most of the time you can actually get them separated. Makes duo interesting. Just in general though, enemies should hurt each other, even mobs. Yeah. ONS insta-zoom to teleport to you. Yeah, that's why you have Ornstein as the one that you kill first every time. Because, I mean, if you're going for Smough first, yeah, then O will just port in and hit you and you're like, oh, that sucks. Ornstein just feels really bugged, but other than that, the fight is fine. Yeah. Ornstein gets stuck on the pillar during Zoom. Or the other option, and hear me out here, just don't put duo fights in your Souls-like. It's just not necessary. You really just don't need it. I don't know that I've ever seen a Souls-like with a lack of duo or gank fights and been like, you know, I'm just really disappointed this game didn't have enough duo or gank fights. Like, it's fine to just say, hey, we don't think we can make a great one, so we're just not gonna make a duo or a gank fight. Like, it's fine. It's not a core necessity of Souls-likes. If you think you've got an actually good idea, go for it. Like, I did not mind the one in Anatria, because I think it had a cool idea. So I'm like, alright, sure. If you think you've got a cool idea, go for it. But if you're just putting in duos or ganks to just put in duos or ganks, just don't. Or there's one in Nine Souls that I thought was really cool. It's, again, not like a real duo. Just a single boss that is technically two people together, both throwing attacks at you, but there's also one in 9 souls that's really cool. So if you think you've got a good idea, go for it, but don't just put one in to put one in, IMO. Need to steal from some MMOs and ARPGs. I mean, the thing about MMOs and... I don't know about ARPGs, but MMOs at least is generally, like, duo fights is interesting because you can, like... You can have individual people dealing with them separately. So you'll have one tank on one and one tank on the other. And you'll have to, like, swap between the two for aggro. And you'll have a set of DPS on one and a set of DPS on the other. And, like... So, like, there's interesting things with that. I don't know that you can necessarily do that in a single-player game. But maybe there's a way to make that work in an interesting way.
Welcome. Well, you please. I'm angry.
I mean, I could see something like... What if there's 2, but they will only engage you at all if you're standing within their particular zone, right? So you will only ever, you will only ever be fighting one at a time. You get to choose the order in which you fight them, but there's some, you know, reason that you would want to swap from one to the other. You know, maybe it's like, while you're not hitting one, you know, they're powering up, and if you let them power up for too long, they do something bad, you know, something like that. So it's a forced player switch of which one you're attacking, instead of the game sort of deciding for you, now this one is attacking you, deal with it. Now this one is attacking you, deal with it. Maybe something like that could be interesting. And obviously, this is like an off the top of my head idea. They'd have to come up with some good, fun, interesting reason that you would be swapping between them. But I think if you had that, that could work. And maybe you need to kill them both close to the same time, because if you kill one, then the other will start reviving the first one that you killed. Which yes, I did steal directly from World of Warcraft. Don't at me. Well, that one dude in Rabbit Gang didn't have puppet string, it would have actually been good. Even without it, I don't know that it would have been great, but yeah, would have been salvageable. What does this run exactly? You can type !2 gods to get a little explanation, but it's all of the DLC and all of the base game. Not like every single boss, but like through to the final boss of the DLC and the final boss of the base game. The 2 enemies where if you kill them, it says, God slain. DS2 has Reviving Duo. It's indeed. Oh, thank you, not super witty. But certainly, if there was a boss fight where you were expected to switch between the 2, I think having the reviving would certainly make sense for that. Everything here. Cool. Classic, you have to move across an arena because of debuffs or danger ground. That is also true. They could go full MMO with it, which they did. Actually, there was at least one boss that just was like, this is an MMO boss that they put into my Souls-like in Lords of the Fallen. The like very first boss, maybe you can go in slightly different paths, but I think the very first boss that I found in Lords of the Fallen, which I think might have been like the best boss that I saw in that entire game, was an MMO boss. She would do lines on the ground that were telegraphed that you had to move out of. What's your PB for non-DLC full game? Like 58 minutes or something? I don't remember exactly. It's been a really long time since I've done that category. So my PB is certainly not up to where it could be if I went back, but I was interested in that category and getting a better PB in it, but then there was the there was a tournament for non-DLC full game glitchless runs that I felt like I put in a lot of work for, and I felt like I was very good, and I had, in my opinion, the most consistent strats out of any competitor. I was like, yes, I have specifically trained, and like I had backups for situations that other runners were running into and getting into trouble, and I was like, haha, I'm so prepared for this. Maybe I can win the whole thing. And then I got out on an early-ish round because I got more unlucky than anyone has ever gotten unlucky on Godskin Duo. Like, literally the worst you've ever seen, and I was like, I never want to run this category again. Like, just completely, there was absolutely no possible way to salvage it. I did everything I could, every backup that you could think of, and it still just didn't work, and I was so sad. But if I ever get over that emotionally, I might go back to that category at some point. Just not the Death's Poker route. That's a 50 DKP minus! What a nice Magnus. Nice. Godskin is annoying without getting unlucky, to be honest, yeah. Yeah, because, like, in that competition, I was going up against Forza, the world record holder. Nuclear Pasta Tom, incredible runner. Chemist. Chemist? Chemist was the other? Was it Chemist? I think it was Chemist. And myself, that were, like, the 4 favorites. And, you know, there was a round of to get to the top 3. And I was the only one who got an unlucky Godskin Duo. Others got unlucky in other places. But like places where you can make it up a lot better. And then I was the only one who got unlucky in the only place where there's nothing you can do. It was like, oh man. Did Kata participate? No. He did not participate in that one. Has he done a lot of any percent glitchless? I'm not sure. Did you try using sleep pots? That is not viable. That is much too far out of the way. You have to use sleep arrows because it's much faster. Has Spicy quit speedruns? I don't know what Spicy is up to. I don't think he... I think he's quit Elden Ring. I think he's done speedruns of like RE4 and Tomb Raider and stuff more recently. But I'm not entirely sure. He's not a particularly consistent streamer. He streams when he wants to. But he is goated. Changes to the routing, or is it the same as yesterday? Same as yesterday with like very minor modifications to Maliketh and Messmer. We're gonna summon Hornsent for Messmer, which is a scary proposition, but at least we won't get the bug like in our current PB where he just didn't. We just didn't. Was it our current PB or was it the previous run? One of the two most recent runs where we summoned Hornsent and he just said, "Just kidding. I don't count as summoned. You still have to fight me in the Leda fight." I think it was this PB that happened. Fire and Ice duo boss. Yeah, it could be interesting. I mean, obviously, if you get too much into MMORPG, it's not going to really feel Souls. So you probably don't want to go, like, too far into that route. But I could see a boss being interesting with some MMO-like mechanics. Bye-bye. Gold. I have to swap this. Kind of old now, but what did you think about the Elden Ring DLC getting nominated for Game of the Year? Deserved. If you looked at all of the things that were nominated and said which one is the least, like, good and deserving of being here, in my opinion, it was not the Elden Ring DLC. Now, you know, there's the, but it is a DLC, and, like, that's true, but if you looked at just the content of the DLC, ignoring the base game, I still think just the content of the Elden Ring DLC was better than several of the other games in that list. And I think the best thing should win regardless of, like, classifications. I think if an indie game was better than, you know, all the AAA games of that year, it should be eligible to potentially win. I think if a story-based game, you know, that's not a lot of gameplay, but mostly story is, or,
I am an old soul, perhaps.
you know, whatever else, whatever other thing that you'd want to be like, well, this makes it not eligible. I'm like, no, I think everything should be eligible as long as it is of that quality that people are like, yeah, this is real good. All know Balatro should have won. Honestly, would have been hilarious and amazing. Now, am I saying it should have won the entire thing? Should it have been the game of the year? Perhaps not. But at least nominated, I think, was correct. The fact that DLC Bingo could even exist goes to show that it was big and complex enough to count for Game of the Year. Yeah. Nine Souls and Wukong were robbed. Astrobot ain't Game of the Year material to you. I mean, fair. Astrobot probably wouldn't have been my pick, but I'm not, like, upset about it either. Nine Souls snubbed of everything. I really liked Nine Souls. And it was not nominated for anything, I think. Okay. Decent enough. I think I just had some menuing flubs or something that was what cost me the most time there? I don't remember. Talk to Astro 1, watch the game, and looks so good and fun. Yeah.
What are you? Wait.
I mean, I kind of have the... Like, I don't have this opinion that, like, nobody should like it, but I have the same opinion as Doug, who said, he played it for, like, 30 minutes, and he said that he was very bored because it is very straightforward. I'm sort of paraphrasing. I think he described it as because it's too easy, but I would say because it's too straightforward. He said, all you can really do is walk forward at one set speed, jump in one set way, and play the game exactly as intended. Which is fine. Obviously, that's, in general, the way that developers try to make their game. They try to make it so that you will only play it as intended. But he said, you know, oh, a platformer for me is more interesting if I feel like... you know, I can, like, break it in some way. I can move faster by doing this cool movement tech. Or I can get slightly higher and reach unintended places by, you know, doing a cat bounce wall jump, you know, blah, blah, blah. He was comparing it to Mario Odyssey, in this case, where he was like, where Astrobot, it felt like, nope, there is exactly the set places that I can go. This is exactly the set places it wants me to go, and I will go exactly there and do exactly the thing that they want, and that is it. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how it felt to me. Like, not that it is bad in any way, but that it's very straightforward.
Truly, I believe even that's the.
Isn't that what speedrunning is for? Yes. So I think you only do this attempt for style points, surely.
You have a. I wish to a night luminary. So.
See why Astrobot got the best family game category win. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Got the plat for Astro. It took like 1 day. Yeah. Comparing any 3D platformer to Mario Odyssey is cheating. Well, I mean, you're comparing a Game of the Year winner, right? Like, if Astrobot was not nominated or winning Game of the Year, like, yeah, I'm not going to compare it. I'm just going to be like, yeah, you know, I don't think it's as good as, you know, like, I wouldn't say anything. But when a Game of the Year winner feels like, you know, several steps down from another game that was released, I don't know, I guess 10 years earlier at this point. How old is freaking Mario Odyssey? Probably only 5 years earlier. Whatever it is. You know, it's like, would I put that as my Game of the Year? Probably not. Not to say that it's bad, just like, would I put it as the Game of the Year? For me, probably no. And I haven't played it, so, you know, my opinion could change. But that's what it feels like from watching it.
You've
You know?
with this a night now. This
It's literally a free game bloated to 5 times the length with no meaningful additions, priced $70 for some absurd reason. That's probably too mean to it, but, you know. Nintendo people must be so mad that a Mario clone won. I don't know. Maybe they are. I don't care.
or something.
Mario Odyssey is probably 2017, released in 2017. Okay, so it was between 5 and 10 years.
Which is what you have.
We're not throwing daggers to hit arena anymore. I did, I missed. I threw it and I missed, so I had to do the follow-up. I missed pretty badly this time, honestly. I was not close. Usually, even when I miss, I'm pretty close. This time it was like, ooh, that was off. "2017 was 12 years ago. 2019 was 36 years ago." I'm just rolling there because I was scared of him doing the weird thing again. I've only ever seen it once, but I have seen it once, so. Is the arena kill for the Vare questline? Exactly, yes. You need to get the Blood of a Maiden from somewhere, and arena is the closest because we already go for Bloodhound's Fang. If we were not going for Bloodhound's Fang, I think it would actually be the church near the Dectus lift. the Frenzy Church, I think. Did you try Stalker 2? I have not. I've not tried Stalker 1 either. Yo, thanks for the good luck, Anya. What about Stalker 0? What about Stalker 7? All right. Come on, Mohg. Give us the 1 cycle. Far solid. Non-accidental headshot. Beautiful. A pretty Mohg.
As clear as day. The coming of our dynasty.
Mitch win. Now there's a gold. That is pretty much as fast as that can go. Beautiful. All right. 18-second screen seems hopeful. It sure does seem hopeful. There's a few more bosses that can force a hard reset, though. But outside of bosses that can force a hard reset, we're looking good. Even if we died to a boss, as long as it's a boss that you can reset quickly, it's not too bad. All right. What is chat on about now? What the heck? During my good Mohg, we sully it with such conversation. Can you imagine? Game of the year for adult games? That would be funny. Not a bad Tiolier skip. Perfect time to pass by Egon. Oops. I don't know why you're getting upset. Oh, sorry. My bad. My bad. Carry on. The DS1 moan. Oh. This game, they really know how to sell a game. Baldur's Gate 3 does have, yeah, adult content in it. That's true. But like tasteful nudity probably or something. Artistic. Gotta absolutely make sure that the settings are correct if you're trying to stream that game and not get banned. Tasteful bears. A strange Golge plus 5.7. That doesn't seem to make sense to me, but sure. Magic Grease, even though I never use it, because you have to pick up the good luck Magic Grease. It's just impossible to world record without it. No wonder Baldur's Gate 3 got Game of the Year. Ah, a little early, I think. Yeah, 12 Faith for the Blood Flame Blade incant, exactly. I think Tom has a route without Blood Flame Blade, but I think Blood Flame Blade is quite nice and doesn't take that long to grab. Getting the Scarab is like 15 seconds, so all that Blood Flame Blade has to do is save, you know, 3 seconds on 5 bosses or 5 seconds on 3 bosses or, you know, whatever, and it's like, that's made up for itself. And like, I feel like that can easily happen. Tom has a route for every time of day. Tom likes to experiment with different things, which is very cool and very admirable. I am very much a, like, I will try it out if I have evidence that it's probably faster, or even just, like, it feels faster. You know, I'll give it a try, but I don't tend to try out every single possible thing, you know? And so sometimes that means that Tom finds a new route that I'm like, oh, that must be slower. And he's like, nope. Turns out it's faster. It's like, oh, fair enough. Is it more common to pronounce it as route or route? Because I feel like route is gotta be the less common. I feel like routing, like I would never say, oh yeah, we're just doing some routing today. Like, what? I'd be like, yeah, we're routing today. So like I feel like it's gotta be route. Like that most people would say. Obviously some people say route, and I don't think that's a wrong way to say it, but I feel like that's gotta be the less common. Rootin' tootin'. They were gonna be rootin' some tootin'. I have to make that distinction for routing. You agree, yeah. I guess, you know, because of that, like, connection in speedrunning that we are often routing as opposed to just following the route. Like, I feel like you could say follow the route, but, like, you would still say routing then, which would still seems like a mismatch to me. Thank you for the good luck. Okay. Remember to equip the talisman. Oh, also, I guess don't split there, because we'll have an auto split. Oh, so that was... skip. Say route and routing, not a native speaker. Yeah, fair enough. It's kind of, I guess, just what you've heard then. All right, solid. What do you say en route then? I say en route? En route? I guess I would say, if I said en, I would say en route. But if I said en route, I feel, no. I guess I would say en route. It's kind of weird. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I wouldn't normally say, I don't know that I would say en route. Maybe I would. Something to think about. En route. Oh god, that's really bad. Okay, salvaged. Woo, salvaged. Anything else to change around? Oh. It's that there.
Hello. Allow me, you are unprevented. The thorns are husk the only way and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame and guide.
Okay, lost some time, but not so bad. Google Translate says root. Really? All right. I mean, obviously it can be said either way. I guess I expected route to be a bit more common. Root in British. So might use British English, not American. Yeah, that's possible. I wonder if it like looks at where you are and then depending on where you are changes the pronunciation of things. It is route, not as root. Yeah, I mean, it seems to just be one of those things where you can kind of just say either way and like there's just no consensus, except I guess in Britain there might be consensus on root. Saying rooting is just weird, though. So as a speedrunner, you probably say route because routing just sounds better than rooting. I agree. I agree. I probably say routing. So because I say routing, I will say route because it makes the two match in my brain better. I'm just kind of personally a fan of when different words have different pronunciations, even if only slightly. And I don't do that all the time, but if possible, if I can make what I'm saying clearer by using a pronunciation that is less ambiguous, then I feel like that's something that's nice to have happen. Router? Oh, as in like for the internet, you've got the modem and the router? Wait, people say router? The modem and the router? Wait, actually? People say, that's... Okay, I don't think I've ever heard that before. Or do you mean someone who routes? In which case, I guess I could see that, because if it's someone who roots, then a router could make sense to me. Sips tea in English. Yes. Of course. I've never heard rooter. Let's say router. Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. I guess it is the thing that routes your data. It is literally using the word route. So I guess if you pronounce the word route as root, then you would have to say it as router. Yeah, that's weird. German people also say it like that. Huh. Well, there you go. You're a router when you're routing. Half of EU calls it router. I mean, there you go. You use, yeah, British English. And then they, you know, or not necessarily British English, but British taking the words from. If you take the words from Britain, then you would take them into your language as the way that Britain says it. Interesting. EU and you say router. Huh. Okay, well, now we've got to fight. EU fight. Belgians in the Root Club. Okay. And we do have a lot of European audience because I'm up so late that, like, who else is awake but Europeans? So, yeah. Cool that we get to know that. If I was streaming earlier, everyone might have said, oh, of course it's Route. Oh, Route. Yeah, yeah. And nobody would have, like, questioned it. So cool that we get to know. Poland was router for you. Okay, so it's just, it's literally just like a random 50-50 split. Just. Australians? We also probably have some Australians, although I feel like we haven't had many that have said they are Australian. I know when I was playing World of Warcraft at degenerate hours of the night, you would often play with Australians. Whenever there was, like, cross-realm activated, you know, grouping. And Kiwis, indeed. If you say en route, it could be route or route. In fact, I just said route there. I just said how I always say it en route, but then I said en route. Did I? I don't know. It really could be either. Hungarian as well. Ah. Poland is divided once again. 50% use router, 50% use router. They're right on the line. If you're, you know, east of there, you say router. If you're west, or if you're west of there, you say router. If you're east, you say router. It's a whole mess. It's. Oh, yo! We definitely do have at least some Australians. Let's go. And I know Australians also still have to be up, because obviously there are Australian streamers that we often will raid when we're ending. Which, although I guess even that would be late then for Australia? Actually, I don't know the time difference to Australia. But when it's 5 a.m. for me, I feel like it's still potentially late-ish for them. Nice, first try. Like Seki, exactly. Or Crystal. Who... Yes, is Australia, not New Zealand. Okay. Only 7 p.m. there. Oh, not that late. I mean, I'm going to be going for maybe like 4-ish more hours. That would only put it at 11 p.m. That's not that late. That's like... You know, normal people might go to bed before 11, but gamers often up to 11. Or 24 in Asia. Ah. So perfect timing also for people in Asia. Although, probably a little more of a language barrier, potentially. Taught British English in schools, but internet router is translated as router. Well then, who knows then? Who knows? New Zealand or New Zealand? Is that... Are you just trying to mess with me now? Zealand? Is that a thing people say? If that's a thing people say, I don't even know anymore.
Let Brian settle this for you all. I'm routing this new route to get to my router faster.
Well, okay, but Brian is very British, so... Brian is just so British. Do I have any? No, nothing to use. Will be blood flame blaming though. How British is he? So British I can't think of a joke about how British he is, but like, I mean, just look at, just listen to his accent. Here, Z. Z would be more Australian. Oh. Huh. Well, now I'm just a fool. Not even saying it the way the people from the country itself say it. Does anything change? Just this and have the throwing dagger out. New Zealand. New Zealand. That... Huh. Okay, that was weird of you. Okie doke. Good enough. Slow. A slow Hippo. It was definitely not good attacks to see, but not a death, so we take those. If anyone genuinely feels passionate about the correct pronunciation of words, then they're big boring. Generally I agree. Like, if there are alternates, like, and you're like, no, you must use this alternate and not the other alternate. It's like, okay, well, don't care, didn't ask. Although, like, big blatant mispronunciations that are just not at all the word, I mean, obviously, it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of funny, but... But I think there can be things that are definitely like, nope, that's just not correct. Mispronunciations are awesome. That's your point. Actually true. If you're mispronouncing on purpose for the sake of comedy, comedy gold every time. It's more like when someone genuinely, every time that they say the word, mispronounces it so bad that you don't even know what they're talking about and causes communication errors. Which generally doesn't happen for most words, because most people have heard a word some way, so they'll be saying it some roughly appropriate way. But like, some, like, I don't know, video game characters or something, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I've heard people have just the most absurd pronunciations where I'm like, what are you even saying? Love that though, it's charming, yeah. Pronounce guillotine with 2 L's. American friends hate it. Guillotine? I mean, that's just brilliant. I love that. Quesadilla? We love us some quesadillas. Me Lamo? Any Me Lamo enjoyers? Jalapeno peppers? Excuse me. Alright, we got the weird no fall damage. I'm pronouncing karaage as in chicken karaage, so it rhymed with garage. Karaage. Dulce de leche? How do I pronounce it if I'm trying to... That's how I would pronounce it, but if I was trying to pronounce it funny. Dulce de leche? Maybe? It's so dark. I can't see my lineup. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. That was it. The Lemmy purple burglar alarm video I have. Papal bagla lam. Obviously I can't do it justice because I don't have the accent, but Dulce, really? Not Dulce? It's Dulce de leche? So they're different? Dulce de leche. That actually, I guess that does kind of sound right. I don't actually know. I'm pretty sure it's leche, not laissez. Oh. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. If you just kind of like start with a W sound and then just kind of make any random sounds afterwards, people will be like, oh, Worcestershire sauce? I guess that was early on the bow cancel attempt. They changed the spelling of the sauce on their chips? But why? Thoughts on Elder Scrolls 6? What is there to have thoughts about? Is it, have they announced a release date? Have they done anything other than tease us? It's been like 10 years since they teased us. If it does come out, though, I hope it's good. I hope it's great. I really liked Skyrim, but haven't been super impressed with most of what they've done since. So, if it's back to Skyrim, then we're golden. Oh, whoops. I wasn't supposed to do this. This is the wrong order. Well, everything's weird now. I can fix it, though. We just go to Foot of the Forge, and we, do Fire Giant now. Oops! I was not looking at my splits. That's fine. No, that's fine. It is what it is. My stats should still be correct, so... I was just kind of autopiloting. Oh, we're DLC now. How does that miss? I swear that was perfect. Oh my god. Recovered. Anywho. So, we are not going to be back on splits until Storehouse. We are not going to know if we're ahead or behind all the way till we get back to the Storehouse. Oopsies. We can still absolute world record. It's just our splits are going to be massively messed up. Because we did things in the wrong order. Does Blood Flame have lingering damage? It has lingering bleed buildup. New route! We've done it. The new route. don't die to Maliketh twice, yeah.
This world and death are you to commit. Very let my hand.
Last hit before the stagger was a light or heavy attack? Light. Just a running light attack. We'll let the cat in. Who's trying to sabotage my record? I mean, honestly, doing the storehouse in that different order doesn't really matter. The only thing is that we had to do one extra warp away, which is time lost, but it's like, I don't know, 3 seconds or something. Like, it's just not that big of a deal. Okay, jumped a little too late there. Let the cat speedrun. He doesn't know how to. Good old scuffed world record. Aw, yeah. Didn't quite hit the bow cancel, but at least we didn't get the hard fall. So better than nothing. Okay, we've only got one shot, one opportunity. Will we capture it, or just let it slip? Do not go that direction, thank you. Oh, you two are very close. I do not like when you are that close. Dang it! That sucks. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted either. It's fine. I hate those darn stairs. I shouldn't have gone below. I should have gone above. Okay, whatever, good enough. Oh, wait. That's right, we're still wrong on splits. Yo, Eclipse tonight. Thank you for the sub. Welcome back to the bunch. Enjoy the emotes.
Hey.
Yep. All right. Just refill here. Might not need to, but certainly nicer, safer too. Bow cancel. Bad bow cancels. Sure. I keep somehow touching the railing there. It never used to happen. So I must have changed how I've jumped slightly without realizing it. It is not the end of the world, but having to do an extra quit out is a little annoying. The equivalent for Scottish and English people? You mean like what we would call Scottish or English people? We'd probably call them Scottish or English people. I don't I don't think we have a term. I mean, aside from like unkind things you could say, I don't think there's a term. Europores. That's what we call them, Europores.
Destined death.
Okay, Maliketh, just like we practiced.
Have it stolen from me again.
Just like we practiced. Good job, Maliketh. Take the riposte because I was slightly low on stamina.
Witness tarnished. Why cover destined death? To kill what?
Okie doke. New tech, slightly new attack order. Perfecto. I got that surprising little HP. He's a pushover. I mean, if you can get attacks in, yeah. If you're struggling with the boss, it's probably not you're struggling because I'm hitting him so often, but he's not dying. You're probably struggling because I can't hit him, ever. When do I hit him? When is it my turn?
I knew you'd come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord. It's a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but
You gotta wonder how he always knew we'd come.
she'll take the throne. Queen Maliketh has high hopes for us. I know in my bones a tarnished cannot become a lord. Not even you. A man cannot kill a god.
Because he knows it in his bones. He's considered to be the real end boss. He has to be. He's right, you know, we killed 2 gods, not 1. A man cannot stop after only killing 1 god. It's like potato chips. You gotta just keep going. And Oreos as well. You really can't have just 1 Oreo. I'm just gonna take the riposte because my stamina's a little weird. And I don't want to throw.
Brave, tarnished. Thy strength befits
a crown. Dark chapel entrance. Split. Okay, 40. Sure. On there, that works fine. I don't remember if this is quite right. GG Tom? Oh, did he get a new PB? We're gonna go with the horn scent. Oh, we just killed him. Oh, I missed the joke. I was like, huh? Rip Tom.
Messmer!
You were a good boss, one of the greatest.
Vengeance for the flames! My blade I wield!
Oh, no way, that clipped me. Scent. You went a little too ham there. We're supposed to do the damage after we stagger him. Oh, this is gonna be weird. Okay, that works.
a curse upon thee.
All according to plan, surely.
To think keep on names. But yet, the death of the now can venge if Mickle and I.
Squad reporting for duty. Let's go. As it should be. Oh, that's rough. Okay. gonna heal. That works. Not our best Romina, but good enough. Almost minus 4 minutes into Enir Ilim. Yep. With a minute plus to save on Leda and Friends. Time to throw. It's about that time. It'd be a great time to throw. But not by cat distractions. Hey, Conrad speedrun. You don't get any runes after the Leda fight. Did you notice that? Yes. That's because we use the finger severer. It, like, cancels the fight after we've already won it. But because it, like, cancels the fight, we don't get any runes from it. So believe in the sub 130. Best possible time 1:29:59. So it's possible. Oh. It's maybe possible. It might not be possible anymore. Sheesh. Do not. Okay. I get inside, I quit out a second time so that the guy behind me won't be in combat. So now I can do a pivot warp, which I actually can't do. I forgot because we're trapped, so I actually have to full sit. In order to not die here. I did not want to send it at not full health into the Burge section. Oh god. We're fine, actually. That was actually on purpose that I went over twice in the menu. That was actually calculated. Dagger accuracy, it doesn't have to be that accurate. You just kind of throw it in roughly the area and it just like pops up into it. It is very funny though. It's more timing than it is accuracy. And also hitting the headshot is funnier, so I do like to hit the headshot and go for it, but you can hit him in the body and it works fine. Okay, we're gonna make him just 3 quit out guy, no 4 total quit outs. Not bad. PPB, you'll be hired at your new job. Oh, well. Congrats on the hiring then. Because this is very, very likely to PB. Time to ruin the job opportunity. Employers are setting some weird requirements nowadays. Yeah, I've never heard of that as a hiring requirement, but I get it. Don't worry, we summoned Natan. It's fine.
Good luck, Mitch.
Thank you for the good luck.
Don't you dare approach Mickey.
Don't you dare.
Needle Knight Leda and Dryleaf Dane will never allow this.
Yo, Wootu, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome back to the bunch.
I haven't been here
for the
much.
emotes.
Normally I watch at work, but have 3 weeks off work with because I got baby girl at home now.
Oh, well, congrats on having baby girl now. Very cool.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare. All right, with a good ending, this could be sub 130. I mean, it would take a really good ending, but with a good ending, it is possible. Oh, also, I never equipped my better defense stuff. Lucky. Probably not a sub 130 then. However, good end. Slightly missed on my menuing. I don't think it's possible. I think we'll be just above 130. Oh, well. Very close. I mean, with perfect, maybe. Maybe. It'll still be world record regardless.
It will be perfect.
Not the greatest start to Radahn, but salvageable.
I just want to say good luck, and we're all counting on you.
Oh, that was weird. Nope, definitely not possible anymore. Darn. I have to just straight up fight him now, which could be horrendous. Okay, salvaged a bit. World record, not sub 130 just yet. Ah. And the final time is 130.29. Sub 130.30. That was our goal all along. You guys heard the second 30, right? Sub 130.30. Let's go. Woo! Hooray! World record with completely messed up out of order splits. Very close though. 2.5 minutes off Summit Best is honestly not that bad. I mean, we could do better, but that is like
GG.
That is solid. That is solid. I think that was deathless. That was like every boss fight went pretty well. Pretty well. I mean, not a lot of them went very imperfectly, but like good enough. So, cool. Go ahead and quit out to show the IGT.